I thank you all of you to give us this opportunity to present our solutions. So myself Navni Shishwar, I am associated with Schneider Electric since last 5 years, and right now I am taking up the role of key account management for the segment development for CPG. CPG we call it as consumer packaged goods, which involves food and beverages, home and personal care products, life sciences, and beverages, sugar also. So now everybody is now talking about digitization, industry 4.0. So I just give you a brief about what we are doing in the food and beverages, what solutions we offer for you. Agile manufacturing. What we call agile manufacturing is our EcoStruxure pillar for smart manufacturing. With EcoStruxure for food and beverage, we help on every step on the value chain. If you can see at the plant level to boost manufacturing and flexibility and efficiency. Also the facilities management by keeping your building and resources more available, more safe and reliable. At the same time, we also help you on the supply chain to manage and optimize the visibility of your supply chain, at the same time reducing your logistics costs and risks. How we are doing it? We are doing it through leveraging digital transformation through all the transversal capabilities. For food safety and traceability, we ensure compliance and it builds a trust in the complete value chain. For energy and sustainability, we reduce the environmental impact and also achieve your sustainability goals. We also help you to improvise your asset performance so that you will get maximum return of investment on the assets. We also empower your workforce by taking them to the next level technologies. For digital engineering, we also cut time and cost for the capital expenditure products. Food and beverage industry is an industry which serves a huge number of consumers with different habits and tastes. If you can see, we are almost 10 billion in the earth today and we cater to each one of them. So it brings an impact to the customer, how to build, how to operate and how to run the plant in an optimized way. It also brings him to increase the production facility to reach the higher volume for the customer. The demand is increasing and at the same time the efficiency also has to increase. First of all, they have to build the bigger plants. At the same time, the advantages is economy will be there, but the skill set of the plant manager requires a special skills. They also need to increase the velocity of the order because the deliveries are very crucial and the time to market is very crucial. At the same time, they also need to increase the variety of the products which they keep, and the batch time also has to be reduced. So this is how the challenges are faced by the customer, but it is not all. The plant managers also need to take the real-time intelligence into case. So we bring them real-time intelligence of the plant so that they will take actionable decisions immediately. So how we are transforming operations is through meeting the consumer demands, right product and the right batch at the right time. We also help you to reduce the design and support of your project by bringing in our experts to your facilities to solve your risks. This is our platform, EcoStruxure platform, which is integrated and interoperable, which helps you to transform manufacturing process into paperless and real-time management. What it shows is all the manufacturing process at the site, you will have the complete traceability in your ponds. We integrate from ERP, from field devices to the ERP, from connected devices to cloud and analytics, from single machine to multi-machine management. These are the various areas where in the industry we give. One is process automation, another is smart machines and robotics, another is HMI and data integration, process control system, industrial information management, and manufacturer operation management. For process automation, we do have a Modicon EPAC M580, which gives you a Ethernet-based controller based on a standard communication protocols, which is Ethernet IP, Modbus TCP IP, Profibus, integrating field-proven components, motion controllers. We also integrate all the starters and VFDs to this system, and also the power management and power devices. So it is basically connecting the operation technology to the information technology. Process automation Modicon EPAC is a transparent platform which we integrate with all the third-party devices also. It improves your transparency. It also improves your performance, which is 5 times higher than the competitors. And also it is very simple to engineer, and it is flexible to engineer in the future. When we talk about EcoStruxure, there is 3 layers we go. One is connected products. All the plant level products are connected, like your field devices, starters, breakers, UPS. Then we have edge control where the controlling happens, and there is a layer 3 called as apps, analytics and services, where we give you analytics of the intelligence to your system. For different processes, we do have capability of process libraries. Once a process is engineered and commissioned in your system, if you are coming up with an expansion, we can use those libraries, which will help you to reduce your project execution time for the new plants. So for the machines and robotics, we have solutions for the normal packaging to high-speed packaging, conveyors and refrigeration, which will help you to reduce your execution time. We call it as EcoStruxure machine. It is more flexible and better connected. Right now we are talking about connecting each and every machines of the plant to the IT level, and it is very interoperable. It is also more efficient and easy engineered. EcoStruxure Operator Advisor helps your operators to maintain the facility in a better way. It is nothing but an augmented reality where you can virtually open the panels. We can upload the troubleshooting mechanisms to your operators, and also we can reduce the human errors by using videos and manuals of the particular equipments. So when we talk about IT and OT, the real-time information is very much important for us to make the quick decisions. So we do HMI and data integration, which is actually integrating the plant data to your information technology data. So we do have this DCS system we call as EcoStruxure Process Experts, which have a proven automation platform, which is open communicable with all the devices, and it is also very easy to operate with services like runtime navigations, audit trail and version change and management, and also its engineering also very easy by multi-user engineering, single configuration and database. We have extensive libraries for liquid foods and also packaging lines, and we can also develop libraries for your processes. We can keep on improving the new plants. So now information management is what actually it is bringing all the your intelligence and data to the third level. This is the solution. We have Aviva Insight, where we can bring on all the process related data in the third level, and also it enables you to take actionable decision making and also wisdom to improvise the process improvise the equipment also. Manufacturing operation management helps you to see actually the hidden facility where you will find new insights, and also to act properly with right product, right batch, right quantity and right quality for each of the product. We also helps you to optimize your performance, quality and inventory management also. We can also easily expand and scale your facility by additional integrating of the machines. So we have sending this data to all these big IT giants from the operational technology side, Oracle, IBM and Infinity. All these are the big IT where we can use the dashboards to improve your plant efficiency, and also the multi-site management also you can do. With this we can digitalize your plant, we can standardize the processes, and we can improve your operational and continuous improvement in the process. So with this we have Aviva manufacturing execution system where we can integrate your production and inventory. We have manufacturing execution for the quality compliance also, for the production also. We also do the recipe management and batch management where you can have the electronic batch records for all the items you manufacture. With this all actionable things we get in the IT, we can do the advanced planning and scheduling of your material intake from SCM to the production and also to the sale data also.
So most of the industries I have of course electricity supply coming from distribution companies, APE, PDCL, LPDCL, whatever you call. So what are the going power anywhere on Kostone? So we are talking about captive power plants, most of the industries have. Then we also talk about solar power generation. Some places we also talk about wind based, somewhere we also talk about probably any other production. So the energy landscape is changing. So energy is taking it to different shapes. So this process we have more electrical sources coming into picture. There is also ambition. Sustainability, future, planet sustainable future generations ki carbon emission taggichali, net zero way bellali ankunnappudu, we are aiming for 50% of energy generation through renewable. This is the target by 2040. This is a global direction. Again, I am referring to UN. This is one of the UN goal. UN set 17 goals, so this is one among them. So 50% of the renewable energy, the energy which we are going to consume has to be renewable energy. This is one major thought probably we are driving towards. Then coming to the more electrical loads, electrical sources electrical loads we are talking about electric vehicles. So many electrical vehicles, almost 30% of the vehicles on road. 2040 వరకు రోడ్ మీద నడిచే వెహికల్స్ లో 30% ఎలక్ట్రికల్ వెహికల్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో నేచురల్లీ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ కన్జంప్షన్ అనేది పెరుగుతుంది. ఇది కాకుండా ప్రాబ్లమ్ మొబైల్స్, గ్యాడ్జెట్స్, ఎలక్ట్రికల్ అండ్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ డివైసెస్, అండ్ రీసెంట్ గా నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు అనౌన్స్ చేసినట్టుగా సో బై 2030 ఆల్ ద కంప్లీట్ రైల్వే నెట్వర్క్ వుడ్ బి నెట్ జీరో. సో కంప్లీట్లీ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ మీద ఉంటుంది, నెట్ జీరో మీద ఉంటుంది. సో కంప్లీట్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ కన్జంప్షన్ మీద అక్కడ కూడా మనకు పెరుగుతుంది. మెట్రోస్ కమింగ్ అప్, urbanization, lot of industrialization. ఈ ప్రాసెస్ లో ఏంటంటే ఎలక్ట్రికల్ కన్జంప్షన్ అనేది పెరుగుతుంది, ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ అనేవి పెరుగుతున్నాయి, లోడ్స్ అనేవి పెరుగుతున్నాయి. పెరుగుతున్న డిమాండ్ ని మీట్ అవ్వాలి అంటే వీ నీడ్ మోర్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ సోర్సెస్. సేమ్ ఈ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ సోర్సెస్ పెరుగుతూ అందులో 50% మనకి రెన్యూబుల్ ఎనర్జీ కావాలి. సో దిస్ ఇస్ బిగ్ ప్రాబ్లీ ఛాలెంజ్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ us. సో దీన్ని మనం అందరం కలిసి ఎలా డ్రైవ్ చేస్తాం? How can we contribute? How can we partner together so that we can deliver this ambitious goal? It's an ambitious goal and we need to deliver it. Then we are talking about electricity is must. Electricity lane word ni manam imagine cheskoleem. Without electricity we are nothing today. Probably those days are gone. Idavarku manchinappudu probably 10 minutes of power failure, 1 or 2 hours of power failure is okay. Because 1 minute of power failure we can't afford it. So electricity is must. So ee more points compulsory manaki. Same time there is a growing energy demand. So how Schneider can probably partner with you to deliver this is something we will try to look at. So ఈ ప్రాసెస్ లో Schneider ఏం చెప్తోంది అంటే it is not only about energy, it is also important to have digitization in the picture. So digitization ఎట్లా మనం తీసుకోవచ్చు సో డిజిటలైజేషన్ మనకి ఏ విధంగా బెనిఫిషియల్ అవుతుంది విల్ ట్రై టు క్విక్లీ కవర్. ఐ విల్ నాట్ అగైన్ ఇన్వెస్ట్ మచ్ టైమ్ ఆన్ ఇట్. ఈరోజు మన దగ్గర 75.44 బిలియన్ డివైజెస్ ఆర్ కనెక్టెడ్ బై 2025. ఇంకొక 2 yearsలో ఆల్మోస్ట్ 75 బిలియన్ డివైజెస్ కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి ఉంటాయి. డివైస్ కనెక్ట్ అయ్యింది అంటే వీఆర్ పుషింగ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ డేటా. డివైస్ ఖాళీగా ఉండదు కదా, అది కూడా చాలా డేటా తీసుకుని ఇక్కడ పుష్ ఇట్ టు ద క్లౌడ్. చాలా డేటా పుష్ చేస్తుంది. మన మొబైల్లో చూస్తే ఈరోజు ఐ హ్యావ్ ప్రాబ్లీ ఫ్యూ థౌజండ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫోటోస్, అందులో నేను మాక్సిమం 10% కూడా కన్స్యూమ్ చేయలేను. బట్ స్టిల్ ఐఎమ్ కీపింగ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ డేటా విత్ మీ. సో లాట్ ఆఫ్ డేటా పుష్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. ఆ వచ్చే డేటాలో సెకండ్ పాయింట్ చెప్పినట్టుగా 60 to 73% ఆఫ్ ద డేటా అట్ అన్ ఎంటర్ప్రైజ్ లెవెల్, అట్ అన్ ఇండస్ట్రీ లెవెల్. ఇండివిజువల్ లెవెల్లో అయితే 90% డేటా వీ డోంట్ యూజ్ ఇట్. అదర్ దాన్ ఎనీ స్పెషల్ అకేషన్స్లో డీపీ పెట్టుకోవడం తప్పించి ఎందుకు పనిచేయదు ఆ ఫోటో. సో అదర్ దాన్ దట్ ఎంటర్ప్రైజెస్ లెవెల్లో 60 to 73% డేటా ఇస్ అన్యూజ్. వీ డోంట్ అనలైజ్ ఇట్. అందులో అసలు డేటా ఏముంది, అది ఎందుకు ఉపయోగపడుతుంది, దాని నుంచి మనకి ఏమైనా బెనిఫిట్ ఉందా అనేది మనం అప్పుడు అనలైజ్ చేయలేదు. బట్ ఏవైతే ఇండస్ట్రీస్ అనలైజ్ చేస్తాయో ఆ ఇండస్ట్రీస్లో 87% ఆఫ్ ద ఆర్గనైజేషన్లో ఎనర్జీ ఎఫిషియన్సీ, ప్రాసెస్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ అనేది డ్రైవ్ అయింది. సో ఇందులో మెసేజ్ ఏంటంటే నా దగ్గర చాలా డేటా ఉంది, అందులో నేను అనలైజ్ చేయట్లేదు. చేయడం మొదలెడితే I can probably talk about energy efficiency, I can talk about process efficiency, or probably I can talk about plant efficiency. So ఇలాంటి మేజర్ థింగ్స్ I can drive చేయొచ్చు. దీని ద్వారా ultimately it will lead to sustainability only. So అదొక మేజర్ పాయింట్ which we are trying to talk about. Moving on, ఈ ప్రాసెస్లో we are talking about one, we covered all electric world is going to be more electric, more sources వస్తాయి, more loads వస్తాయి, అండ్ డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ లోడ్స్ వస్తాయి, రెన్యూబుల్ ఎనర్జీ వస్తుంది, న్యూ ఎనర్జీ ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ వస్తుంది. దిస్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ కంప్లీట్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్. ఆల్సో వీ హ్యావ్ టూ మచ్ AC DC కన్వర్షన్స్ కమింగ్ ఇన్. ఇదివరకు వీ యూస్ టు టాక్ అబౌట్ ఓన్లీ AC, బట్ ఈరోజు AC DC కన్వర్షన్స్, బ్యాటరీస్, కన్వర్టర్స్, సో ఇన్వర్టర్స్, సో మెనీ థింగ్స్ విల్ కమ్ ఇన్ టు ద పిక్చర్. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఇన్ వన్ ఫార్మ్ టుడే. ఆన్ ద అదర్ సైడ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ డేటా కమింగ్. డేటా అనలైజ్ చేయట్లేదు, చేస్తే చాలా బెనిఫిట్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. ఎలా చేయాలి, చేయడం వల్ల నాకేంటి బెనిఫిట్? సో ఇది ఒక కాంప్లెక్స్ సినారియో. ఈ రెండు కాంప్లెక్సిటీస్ ని తీసుకొచ్చి వరల్డ్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ అనేది ఇస్ ద మోస్ట్ ఎఫిషియంట్ ఎనర్జీ. ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ అనేది మోస్ట్ ఎఫిషియంట్ ఫామ్ లో ఉంటుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ ద వన్ గోల్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆల్ ఎలక్ట్రిక్ వరల్డ్. ఈ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీని ఎఫిషియంట్ గా చేయడం కోసం నాకు డిజిటలైజేషన్ కావాలి. ఆ హై ప్రొడక్టివిటీ, ఆ పవర్ అవైలబిలిటీ డెలివర్ చేయడం కోసం నాకు డిజిటలైజేషన్ కావాలి. సో అన్నట్టుగా ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ అండ్ డిజిటలైజేషన్ వీఆర్ మర్జింగ్ టుగెదర్ టు డెలివర్ ఎ సస్టైనబుల్ వరల్డ్, టు డెలివర్ సస్టైనబుల్ ఫ్యూచర్ టు అవర్ క్లైమేట్. బీయింగ్ ఏ ప్రాబ్లీ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఇండస్ట్రీ ఆర్ ఎలక్ట్రోమెకానికల్ ఆర్ ప్రాసెస్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ నుంచి దిస్ ఈస్ ద మేజర్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ విచ్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఆన్ అవర్ షోల్డర్స్. సో వన్, వీఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ న్యూ ఎనర్జీ ల్యాండ్స్కేప్, ఫ్యూచర్ ఎనర్జీ ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ ఎట్లా ఉండబోతుంది, కెపెక్స్ మోడల్, ఒపెక్స్ మోడల్ ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది, సెల్ఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది ఎవ్రీ ఇండస్ట్రీలో అన్నది సంథింగ్ మేజర్ టాపిక్ విచ్ వీఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్. దెన్ ద సొసైటీ హ్యాస్ టు బి మోర్ గ్రీనర్. ఏదైతే ప్రొడక్ట్స్ మనం వాడుతున్నామో, ఏదైతే సొల్యూషన్స్ మనం వాడుతున్నామో, ఏదైతే ఎనర్జీ వీఆర్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నామో మొత్తం గ్రీనర్ ఉండాలి. ఆల్సో ఇట్ షుడ్ బి సర్క్యులర్. ప్రతి ప్రోడక్ట్ యొక్క లైఫ్ ఎప్పుడు ఉంది, ఎప్పుడు అయిపోతుంది, అందులో ఎన్ని కాంపోనెంట్స్ నేను రీయూజ్ చేయగలుగుతాము, దాని యొక్క లైఫ్ ఎంత, దానికి ఏదైనా అంటే నేచర్కి ఏమైనా నెగిటివ్ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఇస్తుందా, అది ఆ ప్లాస్టిక్ మళ్ళీ నాకు ఏమైనా ఇంపాక్ట్ అవుతుందా. సో ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆల్సో వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సర్క్యులారిటీ ఈజ్ అ మేజర్ కాన్సెప్ట్ గ్లోబల్గా అవుతుంది. సో స్నైడర్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్లీ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్ దిస్ డైరెక్షన్, అగైన్ పార్ట్నరింగ్ విత్ యూ. Then being an end user, any end user, whether it is industry end user, building end user, ఎవరైనా కానీ, or even an individual house owner, the major challenges which we see is safety risk. Safety is the first and foremost factor. Any industry lo safety compromise is not at all allowed. Safety is an important factor. Then we are talking about power outage. Power outage will cause a production loss. Production loss ayindante revenue loss. So power outage also an important concern. The untapped resources, maximum resources ఈరోజు స్టడీలో చూస్తే 60% ఆఫ్ ద రిసోర్సెస్ ఇన్ బిల్డింగ్ ఆర్ అన్టాప్డ్. మనకు తెలియదు ఆ ఎనర్జీ ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళి ఎక్కడ కన్జ్యూమ్ అవుతుందో, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ కన్జ్యూమ్డ్ ప్రాపర్లీ ఆర్ నాట్, అది రైట్ అప్లికేషన్కి యూజ్ అవుతుందా లేదా అనేది మనకు తెలియదు. 60% ఆఫ్ ద డేటా ఇస్ అన్టాప్డ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు నో నా దగ్గర ఉన్న ఎనర్జీలో ఎంత ప్రొడక్టివ్గా యూజ్ అవుతుంది, ఎంత రైట్ అప్లికేషన్కి యూజ్ అవుతుంది అన్నది కూడా చూడడం ఇంపార్టెంట్. అండ్ ఫైనల్లీ నేను డిజిటలైజేషన్ గురించి మాట్లాడినప్పుడు మేజర్ మన మైండ్లో వచ్చే థ్రెట్ ఏంటంటే సైబర్ థ్రెట్. నేను ఏదైతే సొల్యూషన్ ఈరోజు నేను డిజిటలైజేషన్ వెబ్ స్టెప్ వేస్తున్నానో, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆటోమేషన్, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎనర్జీ మేనేజ్మెంట్, ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి సైబర్ సెక్యూర్డ్. సో స్నైడర్ ఏదైతే సొల్యూషన్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతుందో, వీఆర్ కంప్లీట్లీ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ సైబర్ సెక్యూర్డ్ సొల్యూషన్స్. సో ఇన్ ద సేమ్ కాంటెక్స్ట్, Schneider electrical and digital world lo We are going to take care and address about the safety, safer solutions. Elaga anadi upcoming slides lo manam chudochu. We are talking about 24/7 power availability, power outage problem statement address cheyadam kosam. We are going to talk about sustainable process or sustainable energy or sustainable industries. We are talking about efficiency, process efficiency or energy efficiency. Then we are also talking about cyber security solutions. Cyber threat elantidi lekunda certified cyber security solutions ni మనం ఎలా ప్రొవైడ్ చేయగలము అన్న టాపిక్ మీద మనం మాట్లాడదాం. బట్ ఇది ఎప్పటి నుంచి జరగాలి అంటే డిజైన్ లెవెల్ నుంచి జరగాలి. ఆల్ దీస్ కీ పిల్లర్స్, కోర్ వాల్యూస్ హ్యాస్ టు బి we need to initiate it starting from design level. ఈరోజు ఏదైనా కొత్త ప్రాజెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తుంటే స్టార్టింగ్ లెవెల్ నుంచి ఐ నీడ్ టు టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దీస్ మేజర్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ సో దట్ ఐ కెన్ ప్రాబ్లీ కంట్రిబ్యూట్ టు ద సస్టైనబుల్ ఫ్యూచర్. మూవింగ్ ఆన్, సో ఈ సొల్యూషన్ ని డెవలప్ చేయడానికి వీ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ ఎ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్. ఈ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్లో ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే యాజ్ ఎ స్టాండ్ అలోన్ ప్రొడక్ట్ ఐ కాంట్ డూ ఎనీథింగ్. ఇందులో ఐ నీడ్ టు కనెక్ట్ ఆల్ మై ప్రొడక్ట్స్ అండ్ సొల్యూషన్స్. నా ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఉన్న స్టార్టింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ప్రాబ్లీ నా ఇన్కమర్ ఏదైతే 11 kV 33 kV పవర్ నుంచి ఫైనల్గా వాడే నేను స్విచ్ వాడే వరకు ప్రతి ప్రొడక్ట్ ఒకదానితో ఒకటి ఇంటిగ్రేట్ అయి ఉండాలి. ఈ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్లో ఏంటంటే మల్టిపుల్ లేయర్స్ ఉండాలి. ఫస్ట్ వచ్చేసి అప్లికేషన్ లేయర్. అప్లికేషన్ అనేటప్పటికి నా ప్రొడక్ట్స్ వస్తాయి. ఏసీబీ, ఎంసీసీబీ, ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్, 11 kV బ్రేకర్, 33 kV బ్రేకర్, probably drives, soft starters, motor control centers, MCB, DBs, switches, everything comes under application layer. Next వచ్చేసి కంట్రోల్ లేయర్. బేసికలీ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇండస్ట్రీస్లో మనం ఆల్రెడీ వాడుతున్నాం. BMS, PLC, DCS, SCADA, ఎడ్జ్ కంట్రోల్ లేయర్ ఉంది. దాని ఈ డేటా మొత్తం ఇందాక నవనీష్ చెప్పినట్టుగా యాప్స్ లెవెల్లో ఎలా కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది, క్లౌడ్లో ఎట్లా కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది ఈ డేటా త్రూ సైబర్ సెక్యూర్డ్ మాడ్యూల్. సో ఆ డేటా గురించి కూడా మనం చూస్తాం. ఈ మొత్తం సిస్టమ్ని ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయడం అనేది మ్యాండేటరీ టు డెలివర్ more electric and more digital solutions, electricity 4.0. The complete solution ni Schneider language lo cheppalante we call it as eco structure. Eco structure is Schneider Electric IoT enabled solution connected at various layers. The first layer is again products, Schneider products. Second is DMS, DCS, SCADA, all this edge control layer. Then third we are talking about cloud level connectivity complemented by cyber security. So a complete solution Schneider is talking about. Any project you are working upon, Schneider can help you and we can partner together in delivering this complete solution. Starting from design level. Design level there are multiple softwares. Again, in the interest of time I am not getting into the detail. Design level we have design specification software. Design level we have design development software. We design optimization software, circuit breaker selection software, సేఫ్టీ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో డిస్క్రిమినేషన్, క్యాస్కేడింగ్ అన్నీ తీసుకుని సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ సెలెక్షన్ చేసే సాఫ్ట్వేర్. వీ హ్యావ్ మల్టిపుల్ డేటా అవైలబుల్ విత్ అస్. సో మా డిజైన్ ఆఫీస్ వీ హ్యావ్ ధనంజయన్ విత్ అస్ అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ అదర్ పీపుల్ అవైలబుల్ హియర్. సో హూ కెన్ హెల్ప్ యూ అవుట్ ఇన్ ఆప్టిమైజింగ్ యువర్ ఓవరాల్ ఇన్స్టలేషన్ విత్ రైట్ స్పెసిఫికేషన్స్, ఇంటిగ్రేటింగ్ సేఫ్టీ, రిలయబిలిటీ, అవైలబిలిటీ అండ్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ. వీటన్ని కోర్ వాల్యూస్ని డెలివరీ చేస్తూ వీ కెన్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ విత్ సైబర్ సెక్యూరిటీ. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ ఈకో స్ట్రక్చర్.
I'll quickly tell you that what is a digital powertrain all about. So we have all seen high voltage 132 kV substation on a grid level, which is supplying the load, which is the source, right? And it is further transmitting to 33 kV medium voltage transformer and the substation. The power is again percolated to the main low voltage system where we have the main LT panel and the final sub distribution. So this is a normal power train, we call it. Train is just sequence of these products one after the other because this works in synchronization. If at any level there is a problem, the power can't flow to the end, right? So this is a normal power train, and what Schneider is into is we want to digitize this power train, and you all would be having a question why we should digitize it. So digitization is required here to fetch important data from all these levels. If let's say your air circuit breaker, right, it's communicating to the software, it is telling that my 50% of the life is remaining, so in next 2 years or 3 years you need to refurbish me, you need to change me, right? If it is talking to you on a software level and telling you those diagnostics where you get the predictive maintenance to refurbish and change your installation. So this is going to help you for a better reliable install base, right? You don't need to see that, okay, my breaker has failed now, I need to shut down everything. I take a one day blackout, and this will incur a loss to your installation. Along with this, there are a lot of sensors installed in the panel, which will give you real-time temperature monitoring. That temperature monitoring will help you that there is no cause of overheating at any level of your panel, because there are joints inside the panel which gets hot spots, and if any sensor is giving you that diagnostics that okay, there is a overshoot of temperature beyond 100 degrees and you need to address it, you need to troubleshoot it, that what is the reason of this overheat. Then there are harmonics which is supplied from the load side or from the source side. If you know through a smart power quality meter that what is the issue. So these diagnostic smart data is pulled up to advisory service, where we give you a predictive maintenance overall scenario. So what should be the call for action? So this is what we call a digital powertrain. This is part of electricity 4.0, right? So now you saw a small fact, I think in front of the safety it was written that 1 life per hour is getting lost. Why? Because of fire accidents in any installed base. Fire happening because of short circuit at the panel level. It's a fact, it is statistics across the globe, it is happening. Right now, every hour we are losing someone because of fire. So what is the main cause of fire? Okay, so this is all the products are mapped to IEC. I'll quickly skim it. So the main cause of fire is maybe our panel or the switchgear is not rightly designed for its suitability. Let's say it's either over design or under design. Maybe we are using the wrong size of bus bars. So IEC is a standard. IEC stands for International Electrotechnical Commission, which is based out of Geneva. It gives a global guideline how your electrical products should work, how it should perform to ensure the human safety is not at risk in your factory. So still 80% of the electrical installation in India is not designed as per IEC standards, which is a global standard. It ensures that this panel will not take any human life. It is ensured for complete fire safety. So still a lot to catch for India, but we are going forward in that direction. So IEC 61439-1 and 2 is a standard which came out in 2011 broadly. It covers how a LV panel should be designed. I'll come to the point. This has been, the standards where you have partially type tested panel, only the panel is tested for temperature rise or short circuit, that's it. But IEC says no, just 2 tests can't suffice, that the panel is going to perform as per the requirement, right? So this is now obsolete. The new standard there in the compliance is 61439-1 and 2. So it talks about when all the components ACB, MCB and CCB are put inside the panel, and then all the 12 tests are run, whether the panel is able to withstand it or not. Not just ACB put and you test the panel, or you just test the enclosure. So all products put inside and then you test the panel, you get the final performance. Okay, this is the outcome of the test. We can install this panel, and that panel is also certified by a third party, right? So testing is one part and certification is the second part, which gives a double check on our standards. So NBC in 2016, it came with a mandate that any building in India should follow IEC 61439 standard. It is now a mandatory protocol to follow these standards to avoid any kind of safety for human life, right? So these are the 12 important type tests which are written in IEC standards. The first set of 7 tests are for construction, verification of construction. So in verification of construction, we check what is the degree of protection, right? So IP54, IP42, how does it? Yeah. So it tests the strength of material and the parts, whether that bus bar support you're using, whether all the components which you're using inside, are they corrosive resistance or not? Whether it is glue wire tested or not, whether in case of any fire happening, that bus bar support will quench the arc itself or will it spread the arc, right? So material composition is also tested in this first test. Then we have clearance pitch distance test. where clearance and creepage both are specified in the IC standard, and we have to follow that. Otherwise, the panel is not certified. So these are the various tests. We can go in detail later on, but this is with respect to the performance, where temperaturized short circuit and EMC compatibility test. So your flux will not interfere with any electronic circuit. That's ensured. So positioning of all the products inside the panel ensures that there is no interference between. So these 12 type tests are done individually with all the products inside the panel, one by one. If any tests fail in between, you have to do the test right from the beginning. That's the magic. You can't bypass any test. So when these tests are done on a panel, then we say, okay, this panel is tested at CPRI or EDA lab, and these all test reports, around 1000 plus pages, is sent to a third party, which is ASTA or ASIFA. This is an independent body which certifies that, okay, this test of Schneider Electric or XYZ is in line to the IEC standards, which is the independent global standard. Once this is tested and certified, then we call this panel as IEC 6149 compliant. So we have Srinivasa, who is now becoming our Prisma partner, and I would like to show the key insights what Prisma Set. Prisma Set is a panel switchboard which is 6149 compliant, offered by Schneider, and Srinivasa is our panel builder. So the second type of test, so these 12 types are mandatory as per 6149. The second standard is 61641. So 61641 talks about if in case there is any internal arc happening inside a panel. Internal arc as in if there is tool forgotten inside the panel and it hits the bus bar. There's a dead short circuit at any point, ACB terminals, right, or cable LI or anywhere, any place. So this creates a dead short circuit and creates a huge amount of fire, arc, which leads to fire. And the panel acts as a dynamite bomb. It explodes. Huge shockwave comes out. If the panel is not tested with 6161 standard, the panel will blow off. The asset is gone, cost is gone anyways, but it should not go at a cost of any human standing in front of it, right? So that's the reason that this panel is tested for 61641 till 50K for 0.3 second. For 0.3 second, it can withstand the arc till the breaker trips, so that your arc or the fire which has happened inside the breaker, it is contained within that particular feeder. You have 20 columns and every column has 3 cubicles. That particular cubicle will withhold that fire. It would not let it spread to other columns. So you save your cost of the panel, one. Second, the panel door will not blow out. If it doesn't blow out, it will not hit anyone. If it doesn't blow out, the fire will be contained inside, fire will not come outside. You have human safety, right? So human safety is involved, cost is contained, your cost loss is contained. These are the two important aspects which 61641 ensures. So your panel should be tested with 61641. So these are the two important tests which our panel is certified, tested and certified, and we allot our Prisma partners based on their capability, their quality standards. The audit is done at any random basis. So let's say they are executing 20 projects in a year, any project can be audited at any point of time. So there is a random checking going on which doesn't inform them before the audit. So that's the reason they have to maintain the quality for every single project. And except the bus bar, everything is supplied by Schneider Electric from the hub. So I'll quickly move to what I extract from IEC, from a global standard, that any test which is done by a manufacturer, Schneider, has to go through an independent certification. So these are the independent certification bodies. You can get it tested from that. But we have ASTA certification which is done cutting across all the ranges from 800 amps till the 4000 amps. Right? You can see here, this is for the entire range of 800 till 4000. Many manufacturers go and test it for any mid-range. They say, okay, based on this calculation, I'll derive my lower ratings and my upstream ratings. So you need to have, if you're taking a panel which is having these kind of ratings, you should ask for every rating certification, right? So this is the look and feel of Prisma Set International. This has a glass door from the front. Once you open the glass door, you have a metallic shrouding. So from the outside, you can always see what has been, ACD ratings, whether it has tripped, any alarm has come. Okay. So this is how our Prisma set looks. So it is 100% compliant for 61439. So on terms of innovation, so this panel is tested, certified. So in terms of safety, we ensure you get the 100% safety. Once you buy this panel, your panel will be 100% safe and secure for any cause of fire, and you will have maximum uptime. You don't have to shut any kind of load because there is fire or overhead, over tripping or some kind of scenario. It can be contained for a very small time. So your production loss is not happening, right? With respect to innovation, I'd like to invite Aishwarya, she will tell you about what are the smart features we are putting inside this panel to ensure you are getting those diagnostics on your phone or your software, right? So that you can take immediate action before any cause of fire is happening.
We've been talking so much about what our products can do, how our softwares can give you insights or dashboards, or how you can get an intelligent visibility of your electrical system, right? So, but how do we ensure this connectivity is seamless? How do you design? How do you choose your products or softwares? So that is where I will be helping our partners, also our end customers, as well as our consultants to create that architecture of connected products. So now that I've explained you what I do, I'll also talk about what are the things that are part of my portfolio. First thing is the connectivity part. So we are talking about ensuring connectivity, right? So in our panels especially, we have breakers communicating, our meters communicating. We also have communication coming from our bus bars. How do we do that? We'll just have a look at that as well over the course of next few slides. So in order to ensure end-to-end connectivity, again coming back to the same powertrain, you talk about generation, medium voltage transmission, and then you have your distribution on a low voltage level, and then you also have your final distribution and your loads, right? And all of these are the devices that are part of this complete powertrain. At every point, we have some or the other way we can pull up data. Like if you're talking about a transformer, you can get data on the health of the transformer. Then comes your LV panel, where you have all your meters, breakers, loading parameters, power quality parameters, the bus bar health. All these data are part of this LV portfolio. And then again you have a final level of connectivity products, which are your final distribution products, maybe your MCCB or MCB, or even you're on a load level as well, right? So all these devices have the potential to give you insights on their health, how they are performing, if they need to be maintained or do they need to undergo some kind of repair activity. All this is the huge sea of data that comes from these devices. And today we have a singular device, which is what we call as a panel server, right? So what do you mean by panel server? So you have your panel and you're collecting all the data from all the devices within it, and you are singularly hosting it from that panel to your software or your mobile phone, for that matter. You could get data on your mobile phones as well, right? So to do that activity, we have a device called panel server, which has the capacity to connect to Schneider products as well as third-party products. And at the same time, if you have partial of your softwares which are part of Schneider and some part of the softwares which are not in Schneider, even then the same panel server can fetch the data from the downstream devices and push it to your whether third-party or Schneider softwares. So that is the kind of brilliancy that this device has, and it also has cloud connectivity. So when I say cloud connectivity, a simple device like a panel server has the capacity to connect to my Wi-Fi network. Like today I can give internet connectivity to the same server just by turning the hotspot of my mobile phone, right? So that's the kind of intelligence that this device has, and this will ensure that we have end-to-end connectivity starting from our medium voltage transmission to our final distribution and consumption. So that is what we talk about connectivity. So why Prisma or why Blockset or why anything to do with Schneider? Because of all the value propositions that we do, right? So one such value proposition what we saw just now was connectivity, and coming to safety. So again, Rishabh very clearly covered on how our devices are designed, our panels, or for that matter our breakers. All of this are designed in such a way that they give you the highest safe and reliable performance. But at the same time, there is always a scope of human error, especially when you have some kind of loose connection or some unwanted material that is left over within the panel. So there are a lot of scopes for safety hazards still, right, which are not in the control of in the design or device for that matter. It could be just small human errors, right, that could lead to some serious safety hazards. So if you take statistics, 25% of 25% of fires that occur in a building or some geo area is of electrical in nature, like whether there are multiple kinds of fire accidents that happens, right, out of which 25% are of electrical in nature. I'm pretty sure the numbers have changed. This is updated in 2018, but I'm pretty sure the numbers have changed because the kind of robustness we are looking for in an electrical system puts into a huge risk as well. And among these 25% of electrical fires, they are among all the electrical fires, 25% of them are because of loose connections. So maybe some kind of faulty arrangements or loose connections, right? So where do we possibly see the risk of overheating? The risk of overheating is very high when you have joints, right? So wherever you have bus bar joints, you have your horizontal bus bar joining to the vertical bus bar. You have your ACBs terminals which is connecting to the bus bars. Cable terminations or customer connections. Everywhere there is a possibility of overheating, mainly because of loose connections. So today what are we doing in a general scenario? How do we ensure that this overheating is kept within the limit? We are generally going by a standard method of thermal imaging, right? Either during your maintenance cycle, you open the door and go near the bus bar, scan for the loose connection or like scan near the bus bar joints and understand what is the temperature. But there are a lot of disadvantages in this kind of operation. One thing, you are opening the door. That's safety 101. You're not supposed to. You can't be around live bus bar. And the other thing is, you are taking the readings at one certain point. So at that point of time, there need not be a loose connection, or maybe your loading patterns are not at the maximum. That's another thing. And during this period, like you'll be doing this every 6 months or 1 year, right? In between, if there is any overheating, where is the visibility of that? There is none, right? And if you take a shutdown to do the thermal imaging, you're not exactly getting the accurate value. So in order to beat all of this drawbacks of a traditional thermal imaging, we have a thermal monitoring device which will enhance the safety of your electrical installation, which is what we call as a thermal sensor. I'm just going to point out here. So this is a thermal sensor which is as small as your watch dial. Like it's just at the size of watch dial, and it will be placed on the bus bar as such. So it will just be tied around the bus bar. It will be making point to point contact, and then it will be giving you point at that particular contact what is the temperature. And the beauty of this is you don't need additional power to power this up. You don't need to give additional supply. It's a self-powered device. So it takes the current that is in the bus bar to power itself up. And the other thing is, communication from this device is also wireless. So ideally you're not involving any wire at all. You're not giving any supply. You're not taking any data. For that also you're not doing any wire. So you're just going to tie it across your bus bar and get the thermal data at the bus bar joints. So again we have critical points of interest where you could take this as a priority number 1 and place these thermal sensors, and again priority number 2 is also there. So that way you can ensure you are doing a continuous thermal monitoring and also get the data. And where do you get this data? You can get the data on a local HMI. You can choose to get the data on the panel itself, or if you want already you have a software, you can get it on that, or you can also opt to get a mobile notifications as well. So that is the level of smartness the thermal sensor has, right? So we just saw a device which will help you monitor the temperature at the bus bar. So what about overheating in a cable? You can't really do a point-to-point temperature measurement on your cables, right? Because first thing, you're not getting accurate results because it's already covered with insulation material. What are you going to do about that? So that is where we have our most innovative device that will help you monitor and do an early detection of your cable overheating. So this is a device called as Power Logic Heat Tag. So what Heat Tag does is, it's a DIN rail mounted device which is powered up with your normal 240 volt supply. What this does is, it will be mounted in the cable chamber, which houses like hundreds and thousands of cables, right? Whether big or small. So if there is any loose connection which is causing the cable to overheat, this is the pattern the cable takes during overheating. So this is a 120 degree Celsius point. So up to 120 degrees Celsius, cable is working fine. Even the conductor temperature is at 120, the insulation material is intact. It starts decomposing. So again, just to give you an understanding, decomposing is not the same as melting. So decomposition is a very invisible phenomenon. You can't really visualize it. But when the decomposition is very high, in fact we can smell it, right? As cable overheats, we generally get that smell of cable overheating. So that is part of decomposition. And beyond 200 degrees Celsius is where it catches fire. So at least 3 steps before the fire, the heat tag device will detect these decomposing particles and it will give you alarm, and it will analyze how fast this decomposition is happening, and it will tell you what is the level of threat. If you don't take an action, what is the level of threat that could happen, and it will give you 3 levels, whether low level, medium level or high risk alarm. Based on that, you can take actions and do a corrective measurements, do a preventative measurement rather than letting it continue and leading to fire and take a corrective action, right? So that is about these 2 safety devices. What I want to highlight today to this crowd is, these are the sensors which make our panels more safe and more secure. So today we are not in a business where I will go and sell the sensor. No, I'm in a business where I'm ensuring my panel is more secure, more safe because of these 2 sensors. And that is the reason we are not providing these sensors will be provided as a part of our Prisma panel, and not like not something that you can just buy from the market, right? Because it also goes through a lot of certifications, testing and all of that. Today I have certification for the functioning of these sensors with Prisma panel, and that is why we are ensuring that this is only provided with our Prisma partners like Srinivasa Electricals, right? So beyond that, I just have one last topic that I want to cover. All our panels, whether you take Prisma or Block, so BlockSet is another 61439 offer, right? So all our panels come with a standard QR code. So what is this QR code? Again, when I say standard QR code, this is part of the panel. You're not paying any additional cost for this, right? You're getting the panel with the QR code. What does this QR code do? When you scan it, you will be getting data, like every data that a user gets, right? You will have your GA drawing, you will have your BOM, you will have your SLDs, you will have your spare parts list, and user manuals or instruction manuals. All of this data, which today is either exchanged over emails, which gets lost, or over hard copies, which is a very unsustainable way of transacting, right? All of that is gone now. One single scan of QR code will give you the complete history of the panel. And not just documentation, you can also schedule maintenance. You can schedule your maintenance activities, and the software itself will give you, indication of when the panel needs to get into maintenance. All this kind of smartness is possible with this just QR code, which will be coming as a default feature for all our Prisma panels, right? So, where will you see this data? You will be seeing this data in an app called Facility Expert Operations. So there's this free app which you can download even now and just have a look around how it works and all of that. The Facility Expert Operations is a software which you will use to scan the QR code. Very much free for anyone who's buying a Prisma panel, right? And there, apart from just the free part, the same Facility Expert software also has a has a licensed part where you can get the devices to directly communicate to the app also. So this is where your cloud connectivity comes into picture, right? So you have your panel server which can connect to internet. So from internet, it will be pushing the data. Like while connecting to the internet, it will be pushing the data to cloud. And whenever there is an alarm or an event happening, the data will come directly to your mobile phone. So this is the level of connectivity, safety, and also efficiency that you can achieve, with our smart offers like Prisma or our safety devices. So I think on this note, there's a lot of, if you're talking about the software part, there's a huge ocean of softwares, right? One such software which Mr. Suresh sir is going to talk about is PME. So I'm going to hand over on that note.
Okay, so I will just touch upon this sustainability question, because since all the people are say GM and MD level, so it's a code red for humanity. So what is code red for humanity? Say the current energy consumptions, what you are doing it. With this current energy consumption, if you see, you are generating 3 gigatons of carbon dioxide per year. So this is the current generation. That's 30 gigatons of carbon dioxide per year. This is the carbon dioxide that you are emitting to the atmosphere, thereby consuming your electricity. Okay, because India is a 70% coal-based power generation. Okay, we don't have a big renewable, 70% coal generation. So what is the pledges? So there is a current pledges, there is some government regulations that has been put in. With all these current pledges and commitments by big companies, okay, with all this, if you see, we can reduce only 3 gigatons of carbon dioxide per year. With this, if you see, our temperature, global temperature is going to go up. See, with this current pledges, if you see, the temperature will rise by 2.4 degrees Celsius. Whereas the government target and the global target is 1.5 degrees Celsius. So this is the target what has been given, 1.5 degrees Celsius. So to achieve this 1.5 degrees Celsius, we have to reduce 10 to 15 gigatons of carbon dioxide per year. This has to be reduced. Now there will be a huge pressure that will be put in by the government, be it a central government or state government. There will be a huge pressure that will be put on you for an energy consumption reduction. Either you need to be more efficient, or you need to reduce down your energy consumption, or you need to generate a renewable power and use it for your own purpose. So this is the huge pressure that will be coming up. And one more thing which I want to tell you is, there is a report which government wants all the company to be given. Now it is made mandate only for top 1000 companies or which is listed on NSE. What they are asking is, apart from the business review what you are going to give, you also need to give you sustainability review. What is that you are doing for the society? Okay, this also need to be done. CSR activities, what you are going to do. So this is being made mandate, and this will come to each and every customers here. Okay. So for this, what you need to do is, you need to measure, you need to know how much of energy consumption, how much of carbon dioxide you are going to emit. So with that only you are going to manage it. So this is our mantra. You can measure it, you can manage it. Now, say 10 years back or say 5 years back, when we say to customers, there is some SACs that is coming up, or there is some transients coming up, people used to say, so what? I don't have any problem, so what? I'm resetting my system, it is running. But now it has changed to what if. So see, what if your planned cyber security is down? Do you know recently there was a cyber security attack in AIIMS, Delhi, where the complete system has been hacked and they have paid something ransom to get back the system. It was 1 week, the manual entry. AIIMS, Delhi, you see so much of patients are coming, they are doing a manual entry. So nowadays people are talking about digital. So everything is being connected to the system. And if somebody hacks your system and he can trip your system. So cyber security is must. So what if your cyber security is breached, and what if your plant is having a frequent shutdown? What if you're having a huge power quality problem? So all people should think of this what if. Okay. Now if your plant is facing a transience and your equipment is getting failed or your equipment is burning off, what if this problem comes? And my plant is facing a leading power factor. See, there is a regulation being given in Andhra Pradesh. If you are going for a leading power factor, you are going to pay a hefty penalty. KVH billing. Since it's a KVH billing, leading power factor will increase your bills also. Okay, what if your plant is having a leading power factor? What is if your power factor is very low on a lagging side? What if your sensitive equipment, because you have so much sensitive equipments, if your sensitive equipment is getting affected? So for all these what ifs, I can give a solution. Okay. Say, now government is also thinking on this what if. So this is a regulation being given by the government where they are saying that what if customers like you is giving an harmonics to my system? If my grid is down, I cannot give a supply to the next customer. So government is thinking on this what if customer is giving a power quality problems, you can generate a problem and give it to the grid. Okay, government is thinking on that and there is a regulation that has been put in. So ahead of this, Tamil Nadu is putting a penalty. What if customer is giving a huge harmonics to the grid? They are giving a penalty. They are saying that if you are giving an harmonics more than 3%, they are penalizing 1% on the bill. Maximum it goes to 10%. A person who is paying 1 crore bill, he has to pay 10 lakhs extra as a penalty charges. So people are now doing on this. So Maharashtra has gone for, and this is an AP where people are now asking for this leading power factor. So you have so much of problem, leading power factor. I can give a solution for that, to get the leading power factor to lagging power factor. I can give a solution because with the capacitors you cannot do that. And for all this, what you need to see is you need to measure first. Then you need to understand what it is affecting it. Then you need to act. Without measure and understand, you cannot act. Okay, these are the problems. Say any power quality problems. Say I'm saying power quality problems like your harmonics, then your power factor, sag, swells, transients. This causes a huge impact and this increases your bill. Your operating expenses is going to go up, shoot up. Okay, now you could have been paying that, but you don't know how to manage that. So we can do all these things for you. So for this, what we are going to give is, we are going to give you a software, and we have some products which we can give as a part of the software. So where you can see, I am measuring and monitoring your energy. I am trying to reduce down your energy consumption. As I told you, whatever you are going to measure only can be managed. So I am going to give you what is actual energy consumption of you. Then I am going to give you how much of energy reduction that you can going to do, and how much of carbon dioxide you are consuming, how much of carbon dioxide you are reducing. This is the report which you need to give it to the government. And then your operating expenditures can be reduced, and you can realize what is your efficiency of your electrical system. Now we are putting all the products into the system. You don't know how efficient is that product. How do you know that? Unless until you measure, you cannot do that. And how your energy consumption can be reduced. So the software which I am going to give you is an ISO 50001 certified. Okay, ISO 50001 talks on energy management. Not many companies in the world gives this ISO 50001 certified energy management system. So with this software, what I am giving you is, this gives you an increased visibility of your energy consumption. Department wise, equipment wise, I can give all this thing. Then benchmark, you can benchmark, this is the energy consumption that I am going to do. Then you can create a reports, because the management wants a different kinds of reports, or you want a different kinds of reports. I can customize the reports, I can identify the root cause. I can give a reduction of carbon dioxide emission. And this is the different kinds of dashboards of the software. I'm just giving a glimpse of the dashboards because I have so many dashboards. I'm just giving you a glimpse of a dashboard. See, if you see here, I'm giving you what is the power factor at your plant at different equipment level. Okay, different feeder level, what is the power factor I'm going to give here. And harmonics I am going to give. And here if you see the equipment wise, if it's a HT, LV panels, I can give what is the consumption of this LV panel. If it's a transformer, I can give what is the efficiency of the transformer. If it's a generator, how much it is generating it. What is the diesel consumption. All this I can give equipment wise. And see, this is the problem. Your system is going to have lots of shutdowns. Okay, all the shutdowns is because of the problems, power quality problems. I can list down all the power quality problems. All the problems is listed here. I can give all these power quality problems. I can tell you in last 7 days how many problems your system has seen. In last 30 days how many problems your system can see. So I'm giving you further ahead. See, I'm giving you the red here. That means that this problem is a critical problem which you need to address. The green is okay. Yellow is you need to follow it up. So I'm giving this color coded one where it will take the data from your system and give you the data. And this is the top management. If you see, they are giving an energy consumption by department wise, different equipment wise. If you drill down this, you can see what is the HVAC, what is the shop floor consumption. And this is the power quality dashboards. I can give you the trend of your harmonics and power factor. You can see what is your trend of the power factor here. And this is an energy breakdown. This software can take water, air, gas, electricity, steam. I can take all the 5 data and I can publish it on the dashboards, and I can give you the report, how much of water you have consumed, how much of steam you have consumed, what is the compressed air that you are consuming. Thereby you can increase the efficiency of your compressors. See, here I am giving you the daily water usage, how much of water usage you are doing it, how much of gas consumption you are going to use it. And this is the breaker. As I said, we have an efficient breakers, but you need to know when you need to change the breakers. In stock market, you need to know when you need to enter, when you need to exit. Similarly, for the breakers, you need to know when you want to change the breaker. So for breakers, you have a 2 life. One is an electrical life, the other is a mechanical life. I am going to give you a dashboard which will give you what is the electrical wear and tear, what is the mechanical wear and tear. So now the electrical wear and tear, it is showing red. That means that this breaker is about to fail. Anytime the breaker can fail. So now proactively you can change the breakers. So this kind of dashboards nobody gives. So we can give with our breakers and the reports can be generated. And this is a electrical health. If you see the power factor, the red indicates that you need to improve the power factor at that level. And this is the harmonics, because harmonics is going to be a big game changer for you, because all the states are now going up for a penalty. Andhra is working on that, so you need to take care of the harmonics also, because harmonics is nothing but a electrical garbage that you are going to give it to the grid. So you need to avoid giving that. If you are not avoiding it, you are going to get penalized.
Schneider Electric does not manufacture motors, but we manufacture components that goes into the isolation, protection and control of motors. Now, motors are one of the biggest consumers of electricity in the world. If you look into a plant, it consumes almost like 2/3 of the energy production, right? Energy consumption. And that's a huge number on the table. So motors play a very huge role when it comes to energy consumption. But Schneider does not manufacture motors, but we manufacture the components, as I said, for the isolation control, digitization, as well as for the isolation of the motors. Now, the government did a fantastic thing. I think the government all over the world, they have done a phenomenal job by introducing IE3 and IE4 motors, super efficient motors, and they have done their part. But we as manufacturers also have a big role to play. So what in Schneider Electric, what we have done, that to support those type of motors which are IE3 and IE4 motors. So if you look into the list, the IE1 motors are banned it's no longer in use. The IE2 motors will also be stopped maybe in a very short while from now. So what will be left with is IE3 and IE4 motors. So the components which we are manufacturing today, whether it's a contactor, whether it's relay and the motor protection circuit breakers, they are all rated for IE3 and IE4. That means we are rated for IE3 and IE4. So all our catalogs and our price lists are rated for IE3 and IE4. Now, I know we are late. I'm not going to take you through the entire presentation, but we'll just discuss on a few details. So if we talk about motor efficiency, so there it needs to be addressed some unique complexities related to that. Number one is of course how we control the motors. So one of the main way to control the motors today's, like that was not the case like 20 years back, where it was most to be on direct online on start delta. Today we have variable frequency drives and soft starters. So that is a big change. And then the application and the load matters. So the application can be anything like a fan, pump, or it can be like a hoist application. So it can be a constant torque, a variable torque application. Then there can be several reasons for failures in the industry. Okay, it is not an overload or a short circuit anymore. It can be anything like a locked rotor, jam, and etc. Now, in nutshell, the very important thing to understand is this, that the total cost of ownership for customers like you, what is very important is not your investment in the motor at the initial stage. It is the running life of the motor which eats up the entire money, which is the most important thing, because that almost is like 70-80% of the entire runtime of the motor. That's a very, very important thing. And why I'm saying this? Because you have to have the right solution, the right products in the motor feeder to reduce that life cycle money, to be reduced over the entire lifetime of the motor. That's very important. It's not the initial but the runtime which matters a lot. So there is a huge paradigm shift in this, and Schneider has had a very, very strong approach to that. We have an approach not on the reactive, that kuch hua to fir main bhaga. Not like that. The approach is not like that. So in Schneider, we have completely changed the approach from a reactive, not to a predictive, but also to a prescriptive. So it's like if you go to a doctor with a problem, he will predict that something like that can happen, and I give a prescription. These are the medicines, or these are the tests which you need to conduct or you need to undergo so that you can avoid such and such things, right? So we have the right products and the solutions in motor management which can help you not only to predict but to also prescribe. Does your motor feeder give you alarms before tripping? So it's like a pre-alarm. What kind of data is collected on the load? That's something you should, as a customer, be asking yourself. That's very interesting, because there is a lot of thing going on data science. I collect this data, I collect that data, and I can say this, that 90% of the data which is collected is garbage. It's very important. So the right data has to be collected, it has to be analyzed, and accordingly, the right prescription has to be done. That's very important. So, the TC Silent Load Manager can take in the right data and work on it, analyze it, and prescribe you accordingly. That's very important. So it's not about only managing the motors, it's about managing the application, what kind of application it's going into. Every consumption, so with this kind of system, you can consume, you can have a look at the energy consumption for every single motor. So to sum it up, another very interesting thing is this, that it's not only enables the diagnostics at the local level, also at the plant level, or it can also be taken into the cloud level. So that kind of scalability is possible with TC Silent. So this is the panel. I think a very similar looking panel is at the ground floor. If you look at it, it's like that, okay, it's a little bit hazy. If I go there, you can see that This is one switch with multiple starters. Okay, and this starter is with one contactor and a circuit breaker inside. And they are just connected one after another. So just have a look at it. Just imagine that how many number of feeders are here. So approximately, if you look into this, so with one switch, you will have approximately 15 feeders. So 15 plus 15, 30 feeders just in a small cubicle like this and just placed next to each other. So that helps to reduce the panel size by almost 40 to 45%. And with all those added features which I have spoken about in the earlier slides. One of the very important pieces which we have left out in all this is variable frequency drives. So we talk about variable frequency drive. If you have looked at it like 10 years back, variable frequency drives were promoted or were sold on the basis of energy efficiency. कि सर आपको एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी मिलेगा अगर आप ड्राइव यूज करते हैं तो, है ना? And that is true. Even today that is true, right? If you're using it for a pump or a fan system, that drive will help to save energy. That is true. But the Schneider Electric has taken it beyond that. It's not only about energy efficiency. What we are proposing today, that we have service-oriented drives. So that is beyond energy efficiency. And by service-oriented drives, it's not service in terms of maintenance. Service means we have had added features in the drive, and the pillars are asset management, process optimization, and energy management. So what do I mean by energy management? If you look into our drives today, all our process drives, they are like an energy dashboard. You can look at it and it's like an energy meter. It will even tell you that whether there is some abnormal peak demand, under or overflow, which is going on at the present moment, and it's real-time data. If you talk about process optimization, you can embed 5 set points of the pump curve into the drive, and it can monitor the power versus flow, the head versus flow. It can check the input pressure, the outlet pressure, etc. That's a very, very interesting thing which goes on with that. Adding to that, one drive can be set as the master and 4 drives or 5 drives can be set as the slaves. So if you have a combination of drives, ये हम पहले भी करते थे, okay, but that time what we used to do is to have one drive and we used to have like 4 or 5 slave drives. Okay, for a pump system or for a conveyor system. But in that case, what we had to do, we had to take the analog input and output, and it was like a very complex wiring. It became so complex. But today, just with the help of enabled drive, we can just simply loop in and loop out the drives, and we can have one master and we can have multiple slaves. That's a great feature to have on a drive. The last point on this is, asset management. So you can put the number of restarts on the drive depending on the application. Okay, so these are the 3 pillars of a service-oriented drive. So these are the different kind of drives which we have. We can provide solutions up to 1200 kilowatt. Coming to the last piece on the offer, we all know about hoist application. So if I need to pick a material from the ground, I need to pick it vertically, or I need to have a cross travel or a long travel of any material. What we do, we take a pendant stations, right? And those pendant stations are being operated by a operator, right? What they will do, they will have a forward push button, reverse push button, left, right, with the help of a push button they will do. And that is generally wired. What we are offering, we have a wireless push pendant station. We have a wireless pendant station. So this is the transmitter, and there will be a receiver, probably at a distance of 100 meters. So this works wirelessly at a 2.4 gigahertz. It has a 30 hours battery runtime. It takes only 15 minutes to charge, and we are offering the battery as well as the recyclable pot along with this. This works with like 50 stations together. and it has a display, and you can have a forward reverse push button, and that will communicate with the relay. So this is a great product to have in your premise. We have had great success stories with this product. That's all from my side.
I handle process automation. This is our team. My boss, who sits in Delhi, he handles all India business. I am responsible for South India business for process automation and DCS. So this is our journey. We take very proud in saying we were the first to introduce automation to the industry. We have introduced with our first controller, that is Modicon, to replace an assembly line of a car manufacturing company, where you have replaced a relay based, a typical hardwired system with the automation. This was the first in the industry to introduce what automation is for an assembly line. So this is where our journey started, and then we carried on, continued with our very premium products, that is Modicon Quantum and Premium. E-products, it is installed in all the big plants, PSUs, Vizag Steel, SAIL plants, Bhilai Steel plants, in all old cement plants, and they are still running. And you just imagine what kind of technology was, and it is still accepted. That got obsolete recently, but still we are there to support our existing customer who want to have these products, and we have prolonged the services to after obsolescence. Also, we give this product to the industry for 8 more years for their brownfield projects or for some expansion. Now we are in an era where the industry is very demanding, and we have our latest product basket, which is Modicon M340 and M580. Just to tell how good these solutions are, Andarki Telsuntadi, recently India launched Chandrayaan 3, and I take very proud in telling that this was launched with the control system of Schneider Electric. I feel very proud in saying, yeah, this is our contribution to the nation, and we will continue to do that. When I handle the South India business, we have very big customers, but customers are customers. We handle ISRO, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Indira Gandhi Institute of Center for Advanced Research, to the freezing plants. If you see the kind of industry which we serve in WW segment, water and wastewater, whether it is water treatment plant, whether it is an effluent treatment plant, whether it is a sewage treatment plant, be it industrial water or a municipal water. What are the applications we do? Water is also a very important resource. We cannot live without water. So the solutions powered by Schneider Electric serve in desalination, water distribution, smart water distribution. Nowadays, smart city projects. What kind of smart city we are talking about? See, we earn something. Either we earn or we save it. Whatever we save is what we earn. For example, if I am saving 1 glass of water today, that is my earning. I am not wasting the water. So kind of smart water distribution also, our products or our solutions are powering this municipal bodies, and these things are very demanding, whether it is power or water. And then consumer packaged good, it was already touched at the start. Consumer packaged good, whether it is pharma industry, food industry, liquid industry, dairy industry, we have our solutions available for all kind of CPG segments. And then coming to triple M segment, mining metal, whether it is a blast furnace, integrated steel plant, coal handling plant, material handling, integrated cement plants, we have our solution. You name a customer, we have our solution with Shree Cement, Ultratech, the big giant customers, JSW, Vizag Steel Plant. Vizag Steel Plant, we have 500 plus installation to automate the plant. And then energy and chemicals. Energy and chemicals is our terminology for oil and gas segment and specialty chemical segment. And then infrastructure, all major infrastructure. Nowadays, we are a developing country, we were a developing country. There is a huge boost in infrastructure where we are pushing for smart airports, baggage handling projects, and a lot of metro projects, tunnel ventilation system. This is very important project. And then power gen, data center is a new segment, and renewable energy. So you name the segment, we have a solution for the segment. Okay, it looks very boring, but I'll just touch few points. We have a solution for a critical small application to a very high critical and very complex application, like simple from water distribution to a space launch. So our entire backbone is Ethernet with a good speed. When you say a smart factory or a smart automation solution, integration is very important. That means you operate a plant, you integrate your plant, and you get the data, you analyze the data. So we have all kind of certification library for various segments, whether it is food, life sciences, or MMM. And this is a very familiar slide which you have seen in many of the presentation. There are 3 layers. One is connected products. In our terminology, connected products ante the products which are closer to the field. That means your HMI, your sensors, your drives, switchgear, etc. People have spoken a lot about these products, and you know these products very well in and out. My territory is edge control, where I do a process monitoring, process control, that is DCS for the plant and the control system for the plant, whatever kind of plant it is. And then the third layer is, we are talking a lot about apps and analytics. See, this was sufficient earlier to run your process. Then this came to make the process more efficient. Then this is very important. Nowadays, data is a new oil, where you collect all the data, analyze it, and do a strategical decision making. And we have an offering for the DCS, and this is our typical DCS architecture. A redundant solution for a critical application, non-redundant solution for a less critical application. And if you see the end-to-end connectivity of all your assets in the field, and with the electrical integration as well. Energy you save is the production cost you cut, and you increase your profits. So this is it from my side. We are very good in automation. So we welcome whatever inquiries you have, whatever challenges you have in your head. Our team is there to support you.
ప్రెజెంటేషన్ ఇంత ఇంట్రెస్ట్ తో చూడడం ప్రాబ్లీ ఇది ఫస్ట్ ఈవెంట్ ఏమో ఇంతవరకు ఎక్కడ చూడలేదు. ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ మేము కూడా చాలా పెద్ద బాస్కెట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ కవర్ చేసాము. ఇంటెంట్ ఏంటి అంటే, ద మెసేజ్ మేము ఇవ్వాలి అనుకుంటుంది ఏంటంటే, ఇట్స్ నాట్ స్టాండ్ అలోన్ ప్రొడక్ట్, సొల్యూషన్. యాజ్ అ సొల్యూషన్ స్టాండర్డ్ ఎలక్ట్రిక్ ఎలా మీకు సపోర్ట్ చేయగలుగుతుంది, ఇంతమంది స్టేక్ హోల్డర్స్ ఉన్నారు, ఇంతమంది స్టేక్ హోల్డర్స్ కలిపి మీకు ఎలాంటి మంచి ఎఫిషియెంట్ సొల్యూషన్ డెలివరీ చేయగలుగుతారు. 1 in terms of pricing, 2 in terms of efficiency ఎలా మేము ఇవ్వగలుగుతాం అన్న మెయిన్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ లోనే ద ఇంటెంట్ ఈరోజు ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.